Hello,
Yeah.
thanks for joining.
Hi
We are
there.
just about to get ready with our pre-show, and then we will be getting into the games at right around 8:30. So feel free to hang out until then. We got some cool pre-show stuff coming. Apparently, it's a very close ladder game of none other than Wingnut SC.
I'm not
So
partial to it at all.
not at all.
A couple more seconds, I would imagine. There we go. And we're live on Team Liquid.
All right.
Still only got maybe one person out there.
Well, let's start anyway because it's
Yep.
time to start.
Let me start my timer here. Bam. All right. Welcome to the pre-show. If you're watching us, this is going to be a closest game ever by myself and a random ladder player that we're going to go over real quick.
In the meantime, if you guys hadn't heard on the Reddits lately, Innovation is on Team, what is it, Acer now? Axiom?
Team Acer. Yeah, Axiom.
Acer.
Is it Axiom Acer or just Acer and they're paired with Axiom for like Pro League or something like that?
I'm not entirely sure. I don't know the inner workings of the majority of the esports teams, but so in the right or top corner, top
Just the
direction,
top.
the north direction, we have none other than the caster himself, Wingnut SC.
And in the bottom side of the map, it is going to be the random player from this game. It is Chrono. So this was a game that I played on the ladder, and it was my least favorite matchup. So I tried something different. I actually went back to an old standby. It's well, I'll leave it a secret. We'll see. It adds to the drama, but I went to an old standby build, and it was pretty fun. For those of you joining us, this is the SC2CTL pre-show. We're just going over an interesting ladder game that I played the other day. That will be real quick, and we'll get the actual show started here in about eight and a half, 9 minutes or so. But in the meantime, we're just taking a look at this here. But thanks for joining us. See, our numbers are going up here now. But started out here with a pylon in the main base. I've been doing Forge Fast Expand a lot, but trying something a little different here. As it seems like a lot of Protoss lately, as we've even seen in the SC2CTL games, the Gateway Cyber Expand has become a lot more interesting and popular than the Forge Fast Expand, it seems like.
It definitely has. We talk about this. It seems like every night that we do this cast, and it's interesting the different builds that Protoss has in its repertoire regarding Zerg at this point. And Chrono, as you were able to scout out, does have that expand going down. Followed up right next to that is the extractor.
Oh, but where's that probe going, Delegation? See, this is
That
interesting bit
probe.
here. I saw that Overlord, and I was like, oh, I gotta get out of his way. And so I faked out going back up to the top, and then ended up swinging back around here at some point. But I never actually knew if he did see me. Oh, yep, he does see that. Whether he reacts to it or not, he does see that probe going down to the south, so that's going to be a bit of a mischievous probe.
Does not look like Chrono was able to see that. He does have his own drone going across the map to scout. So he's going to go try and figure out what you're doing upwards and onwards, not what your probe's doing in the sneaky corner of the map.
Cybercore going down right after Gateway for myself, as the pool's about half done. Do have this probe down here in the bottom corner that is selected. He's going to be building a pylon here right as the Cybercore is about half done, so that finishes up at about the same time to do what do you think?
I'm going to guess Stargate.
Oh, a drone does come around the back, and I do pull. I love doing that. I just cannot handle the scout. I don't know how many minerals. I don't know how many minerals we lose doing that, but it's a necessary thing. And right as the Cybercore finishes, the Robo goes down.
The Robo, eh?
Yeah, this is going to be quite the all-in here. And for those of you joining us, this is the SC2CTL pre-show. We're just going over a replay of actually mine here from the ladder of a quick game I played that was probably the closest game you could possibly play. So in the meantime, we'll be starting SC2CTL matches in about 6 or 7 minutes. In the meantime, we're just going to be going over this. Our spore color's going down in...
And Chrono is actually responding the exact way that I would in this situation. Sees that that cybernetics core and just feels like, you know what, I'm just gonna be safe. I'm gonna put these sport crawlers down. And I know that's not top tier play. You know, you want to actually scout a Stargate before you do that, but
Well, he did
geez, oh
try to
geez,
scout. I mean, he
he
tried to
did.
scout my main base, and I pulled half my probes.
Which, yeah, it does make him think he's got something he wants to hide over there. Although I'm surprised he hasn't moved this Overlord over to try and figure out what's going on.
Yeah, I'm chrono boosting a Immortal out of the Robo, so we'll be doing constant Immortal production here until it's ready to move in, warping in only Zealots from the gateways, 3 gateways, once Warp Gate finishes up. And making a couple locally at home to see what goes on. One Zealot moving across the map to go to one of the towers to see what may be coming across the map.
And Chrono does have a lot of lings being made right now, as the speed did just finish, so he's getting ready for a big ling push, and there they go across the map.
Second Immortal being started as well at the Proxy Robotics Bay. But that Zealot does see... Oh, we did not see those Zerglings coming across, but this second Zealot will see the Zerglings coming in, which is crisis time, as this Zealot is going to fall. The Mothership Core is already headed out across the map, so what's a guy to do in this position? Certainly to pull back that Zealot and the Mothership Core.
Yeah, you definitely don't want to be attacking in this situation. You don't even have any sentries to deal with that. You smartly move that Zealot back into that crevasse to try and lower the amount of DPS, but unfortunately there's just too many lings, and they are just tearing through all of these.
That second Immortal does finish up, but all the probes are going to be getting killed here. Mothership Core trying to do some damage. Zealot standing by and do a little bit of mineral walk to try and minimize the damage. Some of these probes kill as many lings as possible, but alas, they're all going to fall.
And geez, that, you know, photon overcharge really, I mean, it's cleaning them up, but it's taking its sweet time doing so.
I actually did not photon overcharge the Nexus.
Oh, you
now
didn't?
I did, which was
Now
kind of
you did.
silly actually, because there was only 2 lings left. Mothership Core could have cleaned it up, but did start warping in Zealots down by the Proxy Robo, and the Immortals are now whacking away at these rocks. So in this position, I was like, well, I got 300 minerals left, 2 Immortals, so I'm gonna make myself another Immortal with these 2 Zealots, and we're just gonna see what we can do with this, because he clearly made a ton of lings. So what's he gonna have behind it?
Yeah, and Chrono's even expecting you to do an all-in here, as he's building, you know, a big wall at the front with the spine crawlers and the 2 evolution chambers, but he does not realize that you've already taken down the rocks in the back. He has no eyes on that. He has no idea that that's coming.
And normally you'd want to put some kind of Overlord over these towers, especially if there's rocks there, because the Overlord can't be seen and can do some good scouting. But 1 probe, 3 Immortals, and 3 Zealots. So here it goes. The Mothership Core is coming down as well. It's about halfway through the map. These Immortals and Zealots are going to move in and see what they can do here.
And they decide to target down those spine crawlers first. You do lose 1 Zealot to the spine crawlers while the Immortals clean them up. And now the Queen falls, and all that's remaining are the drones in that base. The reaction to this is roaches in production. There are 6, and 2 lings also, but there's just 3 Immortals are going to tear through that many, though.
And 2 Zealots with the Mothership Core now joining the battle. The Roach pops out, gets immediately evaporated, as well as 2 Roaches coming back from behind. A little bit of target fire going on those 2 Immortals, allowing the other 2 Immortals to continue targeting the hatchery. But this is the interesting bit here, is these Zealots are positioned nice to keep the drones back, but now the drones are going to come back and surround. But I moved the 1 Immortal around and hold position to get the least amount of surface area against all the drones.
That's a great time warp right there. Reducing the movement speed of those drones, going to make them less efficient here, but they are getting a lot of damage done. It's just it's going to be enough. 1 Immortal does fall. He's got to target the other one. You micro back the other one. 20, 12, 8. But so many drones are falling.
Walking back through that time warp there to slow those drones down in their chase of that Immortal saves his life. He was down to how many? 8 HP, and now just the shield's regenerating. But I forgot about the Broodlings actually when I killed that, so that was an issue. But that Mothership Core was down to 7 HP. Now the both Immortals are very low health. Shield is just regenerating on 1. Roach Warren going down, but 2 Zerglings coming in.
Roach is also coming in, smartly waiting for those Broodlings to come down, and oh my goodness, both Immortals do fall. And now it's just Mothership Core.
Yeah, it was not necessary to have those Immortals fall, but unfortunately those Roaches, the Zerglings and the Roach came in just as the Broodlings came out of that Roach Warren, so there's nothing to do here. But I saw that Roach come out. He's attacking this pylon down here. My Mothership Core is going right over a Spore Crawler again, just narrowly avoiding death at 7 HP once again.
And honestly, all you have to do is kill this roach, and he can't really do anything. There's no minerals. There's a decent amount of gas, but you can't do much with only 5 minerals.
Roaches are much speedier than a mothership core, though, but there's a lot of buildings for that roach to kill. So I'm going to go ahead and ×2 this. But the roach here, so he's left with nothing. I assumed at this point that he was going to be left with nothing and didn't have enough to build anything or didn't have any drones. And I now do have an economy. I've got 5, 6 drones now mining. So chrono boosting the amount the roach does come in, just a little bit of probe micro to try and keep that roach back and keep as many probes alive as I can, because I don't actually know if there's anything behind this at this point.
Mothership core getting what hits it can, and the roach dies. GG.
And GG. Wow, that was the most insanely timed ending ever. But now,
Hey.
with the end of that, it is